Alright, so yes, I know my voice is a little trashed. I am down with something, I have no idea, but just ignore that if you can. So there are a couple main mistakes that I'll see people make when it comes to light attacks, and the first is never throwing them unless they're guaranteed. Even if your opponent can react to them, it is still pretty helpful as a defensive interrupting tool. You can make the playstyle work where you just respect your opponent's offense and let them force a read on you basically, but sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes it's absolutely worth throwing a light attack to interrupt their offense when you get their timing down. As you can see, if the opponent never actually tries to parry it, it'll work wonders for shutting their offense down. It's especially good for Warden since his shoulder bash is fairly slow and makes for an easy interrupt. As I said though, don't throw it every single time. All characters will have the tools to punish it. It's not like you can just line interrupt on reaction every time and be untouchable. Warden, for example, can feint his shoulder bash and parry you for quite a bit of damage. Another opener this works really well with is heavy soft feint bashes because they're also pretty slow. Kensei and Aramusha rely on these for an unreactable opener, and Hatun does have them from neutral, but she also has soft feint lights, which are a bit quicker, making for a bit harder of an interrupt. As you can see, the bot's set to parry every single light attack, but I'm still landing a lot of them with ease since the Training Grounds bots have the same timing every single time they throw an attack. So be sure to mix up the timing at which you go for your opener, so that way it'll be a lot harder to interrupt you. Another thing as well is that light interrupts aren't just useful from neutral, but also depending on your opponent, they can be pretty good while they're in the middle of their chain. With Aramusha, after Ring the Bell, his unblockable finisher heavy, as well as the soft feint lights from it, will be interruptible by a buffered light attack. His normal chain heavies or light attacks will not be interruptible though, so if they get a read on you, they can throw those instead and punish you for going for the light interrupt. With Lawbringer, I did touch on this in my max punish video for him, but after he throws you into a wall, he'll want to flip you and then do top heavy into light for maximum damage. After this, however, his unblockables and bash will actually be light interruptible, and same goes for if he just throws you into a wall and goes straight into heavy into light. The only move that he has that will beat this is just a finisher light. And another mistake I see is not knowing when to throw a light and what to do if your opponent actually anticipates a light. If your opponent kind of sits there stalling for a second, that means they're probably waiting for a light from you and they're going to parry it. What you could do instead is throw a heavy and they'll eat it if they actually parried on the light parry timing. Punishing deflex on light timing is a bit more tricky. They do have the option to delay a dodge attack, which can avoid side heavies if you do that. Instead, what you should do is throw a top heavy. There are some caveats to this, which I went over a little bit ago, but generally, if you throw a top heavy when they go for a deflect on light timing, you will land that heavy. And on a final note, depending on your character, you can use a zone and a light interchangeably, since for all the characters that I don't have crossed out here, their zone is actually the same speed as a neutral light, and they'll also have the benefit of only giving a heavy parry punish instead of a light parry punish. But anyways, I hope my voice wasn't too bad, and remember, reality is an illusion, the universe is a hologram, buy gold. Bye!